Hello everyone and welcome to a new video here on the Commonwealth Realm, and since the last video we have got a brand new Paper Mario game which is coming out on July 17th, and it's Paper Mario and the Origami King. Donnie, you have done kind of an analysis already.
One of the first things that the impression that I got is this is like a hybrid game between the Thousand Year Door, so they're going a little bit back to the old style, but at the same time it's also still very derivative of Color Splash. It's the same engine, stuff like that. But Bowser is no longer the main bad guy. We see a slightly different battle system. We don't know exactly how it works yet because it's so short. Like the snippets that we get to see don't tell the whole story, I'm sure. There seems to be a whole lot more different characters, which was one of the main complaints about the game design in Color Splash, which was like 95% of all the NPCs were toads. And this time we see like Koopa Troopas, Boom-Bombs, all kinds of different characters. So even Bowser Jr. makes an appearance. So that's a good thing in my book, at least.
What I got with this Origami King sort of deal is I'm not totally surprised they're using the same engine as Color Splash, because I think that engine looks good, it works fine. Paper Mario isn't a fast-paced multiplayer game, so 30 FPS frame rate's fine. I just hope to God that the combat is good, the gameplay is good, that there's good exploration, unlike in the past two games. I know Color Splash had that map. I don't know about Sticker Star at all, but fortunately the Switch isn't too much of a gimmick machine per se. Like, yeah, there's the Joy-Cons, there's HD Rumble, there's a touchscreen on the Switch that not even most Nintendo games even utilize, so what's the point? But I hope that it's more of a traditional Mario game in that sense. And even if the story isn't as great as the stories in Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario, all that stuff, as long as they get either the story or gameplay is most important. What am I saying? Like, you can have a great story, but you can't have bad gameplay. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, them having their own original villain and not just being Bowser again is already a good sign. And Origami Peach gives me nightmares. That's yes. My review of the game. It's not even out yet, but there's my review.
Oh, yeah, it definitely feels like this game has a darker vibe in a large extent. The whole nature of Peach kind of being once again possessed, much like she was in Super Paper Mario. It's a very interesting concept, because enemies in former Paper Mario games, especially Color Splash and Sticker Star or whatever, are now those that are not turned into origami themselves, they actually seem to working with you. And the big question that many have been asking is, are we getting partners or a RPG-like party? Based on the gameplay we have seen so far, we have only seen Mario doing combat, and it looks like they have some kind of circle system, but I don't know if that's for all battles.
Also, one extra thing that I immediately noticed in the trailer was the audience is back. Like, that was one of the most fun things about the battle system in the Thousand Year Door. Like, the audience would root for you, you could appeal to them, like they help you fill out your special meter. They can even turn against you or help you by throwing items onto the stage. Stuff like that. And there is actually an audience in the background. Whether or not this is aesthetic, just an aesthetic of the battle arena or something like that, that remains to be seen. But it would be cool if they bring it back in some way. At least it's a lot better than the battle arena we saw in Color Splash, which is just like a little cardboard cutout of the world. But the big thing that people are hoping for, at least it's what I'm hoping for, is the return of experience points, because there was no reason to fight enemies in Color Splash, and neither was it in Sticker Star. All it does is drain your resources, your cards or your stickers, and it goes against everything an RPG is supposed to be. If you're gonna have turn-based battles, you have to make it worth fighting it.
My personal experience with this trailer is that they knew that people would be just like, oh my god, this art style again. Oh, it's just Color Splash 2, right? And people maybe wanted a reboot or something in the vein of the Thousand Year Door again. And most Paper Mario games both of the Paper Mario games on 3DS and Wii U lacked good story and definitely good gameplay. So I think it's going to depend a lot on that, but I also think that it might gain a few points when it comes to its exploration, because it looks like they're going back to the RPG roots. And by that I mean, the exploration seemed to not be map-based, that you just go from stage to stage as you did in Color Splash, but more of an explorative matter where you maybe go from area to area, much more like you would do in a Final Fantasy game, for example.
That's one thing that I also saw, and I hope it's like it's not what I think it is, but there is some section in the trailer where you see like all these pipes with numbers on them. I don't know if that's gonna be like the world selection or something like that. If there's one thing to know about Paper Mario is that the world has always been sectioned off. It's not like Zelda where you see something in a distance and you just walk to it, you know? It's always been very segregated. Like you have different parts of the world and you travel. But the big difference between the Thousand Year Door was you actually went to all these locations by different means. You take boats, trains, even blimps and stuff like that. Sometimes also pipes, but like it makes the world feel more like an actual place. So I just hope it's not like Mario 64, you jump into a painting and there's a level there. It's a bit too video gamey to me for a Paper Mario game, because that's one of the things that Paper Mario does, which the 3D Marios do not.
And one of the things that very much surprised me was the ending of that reveal trailer, namely Samus visor being a part of Paper Mario Origami King. And Joseph, what do you think? Is this a tease of something, or is this just a gimmick in the game?
It's gotta be. Oh man, they gave it so much attention at the end of that trailer. Like, how could it not be a tease? Like, that's just, of course, maybe that's just the Metroid optimist in me, but also there was a rumor from a very credible source, I forget their name, at the beginning of the year saying there was going to be a 2D Metroid and a Paper Mario game. Like, you could just say they pulled that rumor out of their whatever hole they have on their body, but like, we already got the Paper Mario announcement. And the way Mario was moving like he was 2D Samus, it's just like, they gotta be, this has to be a tease to hopefully Metroid 5. Like, I don't want, like, it'd be great if we got it, but I don't want a remaster of Samus Returns. I don't want a remaster, remake, whatever you call it, of Super Metroid. I want a new original Metroid game from Yoshio Sakamoto. I think that's his first name, but whatever. Yeah, Sakamoto, because he worked on Samus Returns. He's almost exclusively a 2D Metroid guy, with the exception of Other M. And maybe even then, maybe this new Metroid game could be not a 2D Metroid, but maybe a little more in the style of Other M, but, you know, more refined, a little less hack and slashy, you know, Team Ninja, that kind of thing.
The thing about 2D Metroid is that we have not had a new game in 2D Metroid style since pretty much Metroid Fusion. All the numbered Metroids seem to be 2D.
Exactly. So it would be fine. It'd be perfect. And, you know, give us a 2D Metroid this year, give us the Prime Trilogy HD next year, and then give us Prime 4 the year after that, and, you know, you got yourself a happy Metroid fan base.
And it looks like Nintendo's building up a lot of Metroid hype. First now with this tease in this Paper Mario The Origami King reveal, and then you have also the rumors going on about a new 2D Metroid maybe coming out even this year. And then you have Metroid Prime 4, which had to be restarted last year, but which looks to get a really solid A-team when it comes to its developers, whether it's VFX artists like Aded Morales from Battlefield Hardline, who's joined the Retro Studios, the same with Brian Urk of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Nicholas Wilson of Borderlands 3. And previously we also had people like Mark Capers, New Super Lucky's Tale, the same goes with James Beach of Crysis 3, of Halo. And it looks like Nintendo is taking Metroid finally seriously. They are referencing it in other franchises, and they are making sure that the next big installment might be the graphical peak of the Nintendo Switch. I'm definitely excited to see whether the Samus helmet visor will have any bigger impact gameplay-wise on Paper Mario and the Origami King. It is a very Japanese direction for Paper Mario. And we know that Nintendo has been taking a very Japanese direction. Just look at Super Mario Odyssey, look at Breath of the Wild, and now also Paper Mario The Origami King. Looks like the summer is going to be very Japanese, and specifically July 17th, because the same day as Paper Mario and The Origami King, we're getting Ghost of Tsushima. And fittingly enough, we also got a new showcase of that.
Dude, Nintendo planned that. They planned that. They said, hey, our game's coming out the same day. When we know the state of play is tomorrow, let's just shove this in their face. Let's do it, guys. Come on.
Well, just get ready for those memes like we had with Isabelle versus Doom Guy. Now we're gonna get the same thing with Paper Mario dressed like a samurai.
But I think that is a perfect ending point. If you are very excited for the next gen and for what's going to happen with Nintendo in the coming months in regards to Zelda, system upgrades, revisions, then be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the Commonwealth Realm, but also to FerrisWheelPro and Monster Maze. Joseph has a video that is very fitting to the tease we got in Paper Mario The Origami King, namely a detailed video on, or retrospective pretty much, on Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And we also have new videos coming up this Sunday, so be on the lookout or press the end card if it's there already. Until the next video, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.